Hi everyone, Sachit Vimalabira here. I'm a regular Canadian immigration consultant for Ardent Immigration. I hope all of you are doing really good and stay safe. For the people who do not know about us, we are a Calgary-based consulting firm based in Calgary, province of Alberta in Canada. We also have our operations in Colombo, Sri Lanka as well. So it is my belief that many of you might have an idea about what is the student visa is, and also since that we have get the opportunity to handle the many of the refusals or the reapplications of student visa, which had been submitted through the many of the agents and got rejected. We further wish to give you an insight about how Ardent handle the submission of a student visa in order to reduce or minimize the rejection. However, in order to complete the understanding, the student he is a person who wish to study in Canada through a study permit, or we call the student visa or a student permit, and they have applied to a university or the particular college in order to get an acceptance letter, then apply for student visa and come to Canada and stay in Canada till the time their studies are completed. When you contact Ardent in order to get it done, your student visa, some of you may have already have experience dealing with us. Many of you might in Canada already after student visa being accepted or approved. Some of you might have still working with us in order to securing their student visa. So for those who do not have a student the acceptance letter, what we do is we shortlist the available and the suitable universities for you according to your requirements and the qualifications as the first step. Once we apply for a university or a college in order to get an acceptance letter from the university that you selected, while we waiting acceptance letter, we start our process for the visa. So after, like I said, after we receiving the acceptance letter, we move on to apply for a student visa. We will talk about the statement of purpose, or we call it SOP. This is the main document or one of a very important document of the student permit. This is the core document submitted regarding your student permit. The reason is this is the document that we basically state about your background and why you should be given a chance to study in Canada. While there are many inquiries we are receiving, how many pages should be consist or contain a SOP? There is no amount of pages mentioned anywhere, even not in the immigration or the CIC website. But according to our experience, that's better to have an SOP to be of 5 to 7 pages. And also the content of the SOP is the other important thing. You should definitely state about your academic background, and like I said, why should be allowed to study in Canada, how you plan to finance your stay and study in Canada, and also why you choose Canada apart from the other countries, why you cannot do the same program from back home, why you have to come to Canada in order to complete this program, your home ties, and also what gonna be the opportunities that will available for you after completing and going back to your back home or motherland. In most of the refusal cases that we had to handle so far, the reason for rejection of the visa was the SOP did not contain the sufficient information as why you select this program in Canada and how it supplement to your past academic and the employment background. So because of this reason, the visa can be rejected. Therefore, our advice is to you should be very, very careful when you select in the program which is in some way connected to what you have already learned and connected to the field that you are working in. And also you should make sure that about the reasons that you set out in the SOP to convince the immigration authorities. And the other most common reason for rejection of the student visa is that the immigration authority are not convinced that you will leave Canada at the end of the studies or after completing your studies. Very clearly mentioned in IRPR, also we call Immigration and Refugee Protection Regulations. Sometimes if you have a rejection letter on your hand, you may know about the section 216.1 of IRPR as a reason for rejection, as a reason for rejecting a study permit. For those viewers who are interested in knowing a bit more about how you should convince the authorities that you shall leave Canada after your studies or the graduation, you should be able to see on the screen the content of the 216.1 of IRPR. 216.1 of IRPR says, subject to subsection 2 and 3, an officer shall issue a study permit to a foreign national if following an examination it is established that the foreign national applied for it in accordance with this part will leave Canada by end of the period authorized for their stay under Division 2 of Part 9, meet the requirement of this part, meet the requirements of subsection 30 of 2 and 3. If they must submit to a medical examination under paragraph 16(2)(b) of the Act and has been accepted to undertake a program of study at a designated learning institute. That means, so the mainly that I want to mention, when you drafting an SOP, ඔගොල්ලන් SOP එකක් mainly draft කරනකොට ඔගොල්ලන් mainly concentrate කරන්න ඕන මෙන්න මේ කරුණු සම්බන්ධයෙන් ඔගොල්ලන්ට පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕන උත්තර දෙන්න ඒ අදාළ topics වලට. Like I said, ඇයි ඔගොල්ලන් කැනඩා තෝරගත්තේ? ඔගොල්ලන්ගේ background එක, it might be education background, it may be professional background. ඒ වගේම ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ ස්ටඩීස් ඉවරුණාට පස්සේ ඕගොල්ලන් ලංකාවට එනවා කියලා නැත්නම් තමන්ගේ රට එනවා කියලා ඕගොල්ලන් කන්වින්ස් කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕන. ඒ වගේම ඇයි මේ ස්ටඩීස් ඕගොල්ලන් තෝරගත්තේ? මොනවාද qualifications, මොනවාද opportunities available වෙන්නේ? උදාහරණයක් ගත්තොත් එහෙම you might do in an IT degree. So you will be able to say at the end of the studies, if you go back home, you're going to have many opportunities available. And also තව ඔයගොල්ලෝට තව companies, හොඳ companies වලට join වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Even like for example, if a business administration, you might also can say that ඔයගොල්ලන් business administration කරනවා නම් වලට එනවා නම් කැනඩා වල. එතකොට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කියන්න පුළුවන් ඔයාට කියලා තමන්ගෙම කියලා business එකක් පටන් ගන්න තමයි ඔයගොල්ලන් plan කරගෙන ඉන්නේ. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් business එකක් ගත්තාන් පස්සේ ඒක local level එකට විතරක් නෙවෙයි international level එකට ඒක අරගෙන යන්න ඕන. international level එකට ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ බිස්නස් එකක් අරගෙන යන්න ඒකට බිස්නස් ඇඩ්මිනිස්ට්‍රේෂන් වගේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකක් කැනඩා වගේ රටක මල්ටි කල්චරල් කන්ට්‍රි එකක කරලා තියෙන එක ගොඩක් වාසි වෙනවා. අන්න ඒ වගේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කියන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕන. However, ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ mainly from the SOP that you should be able to convince the immigration officer that you're gonna leave Canada and go back to Sri Lanka or your motherland at the end of the studies, and you're gonna have many opportunities available in Sri Lanka. So these are the main thing that you should be mainly focused on when you drafting an SOP. So next important thing that I'm going to talk about is the proof of funds. Like I said earlier, we also receiving many questions, many inquiries about how much of money that you should show when you are applying for study permit. So I would like to talk about that topic as well. In the event that you are coming to Canada as a student, you should be able to show the funds that you have in your bank account in order to survive during the time of your stay and studies in Canada. So this amount is including your tuition fees and your living expenses and your flight tickets. Now the next question is how much? When you get the main applicant, he should be able to show $10,000 Canadian for 12 months plus tuition fees. And also you also might know, as a main applicant, when you are applying for student permit, you are allowed to accompany your immediate family members. Who are these immediate family members? Might be your spouse, your kids, like that. If you accompany your spouse or other family members, you should be able to show, you should show the funds for them as well. The amount is, for the spouse, is going to be 4,000 Canadian for 12 months, and each child going to be 3,000 Canadian, 3,000 Canadian for each child. Just to be aware, please be noted, this amount is for all the other provinces for Quebec, other than Quebec. The Quebec, they have their own, if you applying for studies in Quebec, the proof of funds that should be shown is different than this. And also when you are able to provide the proof of funds to cover your expenses like food, transport, medical, and those things during your stay in Canada and the studies, the government is convinced that you and your family members having enough money to survive in Canada. Because when we apply for study permits, we're not gonna mention about that we coming to Canada to study or something. We cannot mention that that we will be earning money during our work, and those income will be used for our studies. We cannot say like that. අපට පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕන අපි එන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා අපේට අපි ගාව සල්ලි තියනවා කියලා පෙන්නන්න. ඒ වගේම when you showing money, make sure that you genuine when you showing money. So එතකොට there's going to be a higher possibility අපට to secure the study permit. And like I said, as a main applicant, you have a right to accompany your family members, but it depends on the case by cases. Sometimes, for example, if you have kind of a huge study gap, it also usually we are recommended to not to apply as a family. That's gonna be, so there are, so like I said, it depends on it mainly depends on the case by case. And the other document that you need to be produced by the time when you apply for study permit is your medical reports and the police reports. When we doing a study permit, we produce this police report and the upfront medical documents together. In that way, to expedite the process of securing the study permit. So now let's talk about the path available for you to secure work experience in Canada after completion of the studies. So especially in this video, that you might have noticed that we mentioned about an institute called DLI. DLI means the Designated Learning Institute. If you study in a Designated Learning Institute or the DLI Institute, then only you will be able to secure postgraduate work permit. Therefore, please keep in mind when you apply, when you selecting a university, that university need to have a DLI number. From the description below, I will copy and I'll put it there, the link for you to see the list of DLI universities and the colleges in Canada. So again, ඔගොල්ලන් DLI Institute එකක එහෙම නැත්නම් Designated Learning Institute එකක ඉගෙන ගත්තොත් විතරයි ඔයගලන්ට පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ Postgraduate Work Permit එකක් secure කරගන්න. Postgraduate Work Permit එකක් තිබුණොත් විතරයි ඔයගලන්ට පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ Work Permit PR එකකට apply කරන්න. Personally, when we dealing with the study permit in Ardent, our main target is not only the study permit. We guide the people till PR as well. අපේ main target එක වෙන්නේ student permits විතරක් නෙවෙයි. ඒගොල්ලන් students ලා විදියට ආවහම ඒගොල්ලන්ට PR එක වෙනකම්ම guide කරන්න. Because there are several streams available when you are applying for PR, and it will be easy based on the job that you will be finding after completion of the studies. Then I will talk about the other thing that you have to keep in mind is the duration of your postgraduate work permit. It depends on the number of years that you are studying in Canada. It also depends on what type of a program that you have enrolled in. For example, if you get if you enroll to a 1-year certificate program, you're getting a 1-year work permit. And if it is a 2-year certificate, you're getting 3-year work permit. Or if it is 2-year diploma, it's a 3-year work permit. If it is a 4-year bachelor, you're still getting a 3-year work permit. Maximum amount of years of work permit that you will be able to secure is 3 years. Let's say, for example, if you do a 5-year program, like there are some bachelors of science, bachelors of chemistry programs in some universities, ඒ වගේ programs සාමාන්‍යයෙන් යනවා අවුරුදු 4ක් අවුරුදු 5ක් වගේ. But even though you do a program of 4 to 5 years, you're not getting a postgraduate work permit of 4 to 5 years. The maximum years of postgraduate work permit you can get is 3 years. So when we dealing with our students, we always recommend go to a 2-year program. But if you are coming to Canada with your spouse, 1-year program is okay, because we're using different methods to apply for PR when you're coming as a family. The next we'll talk about permanent residency. So once you have completed your studies in Canada and secured a postgraduate work permit, and when you complete your required amount of months of work experience, now you're eligible to apply for permanent residency. We also call it PR. So there are different streams available for you to apply for PR in Canada. When you're applying for PR from outside Canada as an outland applicant, there are limited streams available. But when you come into Canada, when you're applying as an inland applicant, there are several streams. For example, provincial nominee programs. All the provinces, they have their own provincial nominee programs. Some provinces, they have their sub categories as well. For example, like if you get the province of Manitoba, you have the international student streams, and also you have international entrepreneur program, kind of like that. That means for students that who wanna open or start their own business in Canada or in that particular province as an interested student. And also you will be eligible according to your qualifications to apply for a Canadian experience class, which is one of a way in express entry. And the other thing is federal skilled worker program. The duration of these streams vary according to the streams. For example, if you get the provincial nominee program, you have to get the approval from the province first. It can take about 6 months. Then you have to apply. for the federal part. Those applications going to be the paper based, then it's going to take about 2 years. So for the whole process, it's going to take about 2.5 years. But if you apply through the Canadian Experience class or the Federal Skilled Worker Program, those programs vary. The most of the Canadian Experience class, you get your visa approved within like about 90 days. That means around 3 months. But if you get a Federal Skilled Worker Program, they get around 6 to 8 months. Right now in Canada, they give more priority for the Canadian Experience class because due to the COVID, there's no any draw that they could conduct for Federal Skilled Worker. Canada Federal Skilled Worker Program it's available for the people who are applying from outside. So they mainly give priority for people who are already in Canada. And also they want to give PR for those people. Canadian Experience class program within like about 90 days that you're getting your PR that your PR approved. From this video, I hope that I have been able to help you to understand the process of successfully obtaining the student visa, and also how you should plan your future in Canada. On a concluding note, we wish to assure that at Ardent, our primary object is to make you eligible for the student permit, and after landing here, to guide you to make you eligible for the permanent residency, and also at the end to see that you becoming a Canadian citizen in Canada. We are ready to help you, and we're doing all the streams of visas, that including not only the student permit, the permanent residences, refugee cases, and even the entrepreneur programs, the startup visa, work permit, LMIA, and also the provincial nominee program, and those type of programs. So we hope that you shall hold hand with us in your journey when you apply for study permit or whatever the program that you coming to Canada. So if you think that this video helped you, please like and subscribe to our channel. There are many videos are coming like in near future, especially regarding the provincial nominee programs and more details about the study permits and the tricks that you will be able to use when you apply for study permit in order to secure your visa approved. Also, you can join us through our website, and also the WhatsApp group, and also the Facebook page and the group, and also you can even send your questions to our WhatsApp number. So thank you for joining us. We hope to discuss for more visa programs in near future. So till then, stay safe and take care of yourself.